Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Buckeye Politics. It's me, your favorite Ohio, and today we're going to be discussing the 2022 Wisconsin gubernatorial election between Tony Evers and whoever the Republican Party nominee is going to be. We're going to be kind of analyzing who the Republican nominees are, who I support, and who you guys should support, in my opinion. This is a very critical race because Tony Evers is one of, if not the, well, definitely not the, but he's probably the second most vulnerable incumbent Democrat, other than Laura Kelly down in Kansas. But yeah, Tony Evers, he is definitely a very vulnerable incumbent. He's not too popular, and Wisconsin's a very Republican trending state, and Tony Evers only won by a very slim margin back in 2018. So definitely this race is very likely going to be a Republican pickup. That said, the big question is who are the Republicans running for, and who should we support, and who has the best chance of winning. Or there are two people running. We have the former Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Kleefisch, and as well as businessman Tim Michels. Now, originally, very early on, I supported Rebecca Kleefisch. She was the lieutenant governor under Scott Walker, who was the governor of Wisconsin for almost 10 years. He lost to Tony Evers in 2018, but he'd already served 2 terms before that. And Scott Walker, he was a decent governor. He wasn't great, but he wasn't awful either. He was pretty socially conservative, which is good, I guess, but in economics, he was abysmal. He did a lot of union busting. He was very just free market, very libertarian in economics. He busted up a lot of unions, and he was kind of cringe, not going to lie, on economic issues, but social issues, he was okay. So I thought, okay, Rebecca Kleefisch, I'll support her. But then Tim Michels, he ran. No one really gave him much of a chance. That wasn't until Donald Trump endorsed him, beginning of June. He has also received endorsement from another former governor of Wisconsin, Tommy Thompson, who is also a little bit more populist in economics, as well as the Save America PAC, that's Trump's PAC, and the Wisconsin Right to Life, which is also a pretty critical endorsement. And then Rebecca Kleefisch, she's endorsed by all these state representatives and state senators and all these random people, all these organizations. Yeah, she's endorsed by all these random people, all these organizations, and it's like, Rebecca Kleefisch is more the establishment candidate. She's supported by every single person, every single member of the establishment. She's socially actually pretty moderate. She said that she would have voted yes on the gay and the bill in the House of Representatives about to codify Obergefell v. Hodges, which basically says that gay people have the right to be married. She would have voted yes on that, she said. And then, sure, she's good on abortion, but Tim Michels is also going to outlaw abortion on day one. And then if you look at her endorsements, we have Nikki Haley, Tom Tiffany, who, he's good. But, so Kleefisch, and then all these state representatives. So Kleefisch has the endorsements of basically the entire GOP establishment, and then she's running up against Tim Michels, who is a lot more populist, very anti-establishment. He's running completely on his own. And you can see here, we look at polling, Kleefisch had a very large margin until Michels took a very narrow lead in a couple polls. Trump endorsed him, and he seems to be pulling ahead now. We'll have to wait and see, obviously, what happens. But Tim Michels is currently probably has a pretty solid lead over Kleefisch, and I think he's probably going to be the next governor. And if you look at his plan as well, Tim Michels, he's really good on the issues. If we look at his economic blueprint, that's very important. Scott Walker did nothing but just mess up unions in Wisconsin, screw them over. But Tim Michels is very economically populist. He wants to cut taxes for businesses, and including the personal property tax. He wants to recruit out-of-state veterans to join the Wisconsin workforce by improving VA hospitals. He wants to fix the VA. That's a great economic policy. He wants to expand high-speed broadband to rural communities. That's a really good economic policy that I support. Rural communities often don't have as good a good internet connection, and in today's world you need that. A lot of Republicans say, well, it's socialism. It's like, no, rural communities need or some of the Republican Party's largest supporters, and we need to make an economic environment more favorable for them. So supporting broadband and rural communities and internet for them, that's a great idea. And increase opportunities for K-12 students to participate in hands-on internships. That's pretty based. And increase investments in the state's vocational technical training to enhance the hands-on skills of Wisconsin workforce. That's pretty based. So he wants to do more for blue collar. He wants to do a lot for blue-collar workers. This is a very populist economic policy. This is pretty based. He wants to make Wisconsin a good manufacturing hub. The military defense industry has a lot of stuff in Wisconsin, and he has a lot of stuff based in Wisconsin. He wants to make Wisconsin a very manufacturing-based state for the military. This is a very good economic platform. This is very based. This is very epic. This is a great economic platform, and it's far better than Kleefisch's, who's just said, well, I'll do what we did with Scott Walker, where all she did was bust unions and cut taxes and screw over the blue-collar workers of Wisconsin. So this is a really good economic policy. We head back over to the drain the swamp. Another very important thing. Rebecca Cleafish, you can see here, she's endorsed by every single person you can think of. She is literally the definition. I don't say the definition of a swamp creature, but she is a very establishment figure. Tim Michaels endorsed by basically no one except Donald Trump. And look at this. He wants to do a lot with lobbyists. And that's a good policy. A lot of Republicans, they say, oh, it's a free spending on the free market. They can spend how much they want. It's like, no, rich people should not be buying out and controlling our elections. And so, if you look at Tim Michaels, there are currently no restrictions on the ability of a PAC to lobby, and he wants to change that. He wants to hurt lobbyists. He wants to make elections more fair. He wants to end corruption. Lobbyists. It's very corrupt. The Wisconsin state legislature and a lot of basically all politics is very corrupt. And Michaels wants to change that by really going after lobbyists. This is something that not a lot of people campaign or talk about because lobbyists support the campaigns. But Tim Michaels, not supported by anyone, not supported by any lobbyists, and so because of that, he's really going in with anti-lobbying deals, and that is really based. We need to get a lot of the money out of politics, help clean up the system, and drain the swamp. He talks a lot. So yeah, one of his big priorities is draining the swamp and hurting lobbyists. We head down to the I Trust Parents. He's doing kind of like what Youngkin did. He wants to empower parents to take control of their child's education. This is very based. Expand apprenticeships. Students need to get more hands-on education from technological education. This guy is solid on the issues. Tim Michaels is a great candidate, and I see no reason. And I think he's going to win the Republican primary, go on to defeat Tony Evers, and he's going to be a great governor of Wisconsin. So if you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one.